My name is James Williams. This is Come Fabric number 2. So, I want to give you guys one more video for Saturday night. Because y'all know tomorrow, if I broadcast at all, it will be the ending of the old year and beginning of the new year. Don't know if I'm going to do anything, so let me make this video now. Alright, so, as you guys know, I do a lot of different things here in this channel. Has not accomplished what I initially set out to do, which would be martial arts stuff. I initially set out to do everything on this channel, martial arts, martial arts, martial arts. And that's been an epic fail, being that the doctors in the army have told me that that's pretty much not a fucking option. So, in knowing that, it's kind of a pain in the ass to not be able to, do what I love doing. Because more than anything itself, I love the martial arts. Now, you can call me a relic if you want, say what you will, and there's really not a whole lot that I can do or say about it. Now, the truth of the matter is, they say that I should not do martial arts. They never said that I could not do martial arts. But what they did say was, I can't do any running, skipping, jumping, which are all part of martial arts. No high kicks or any of that other shit. And, it kind of pisses me off that, I set out to make this channel. I set out to do Kung Fu. I set out to make movies so I could teach everyone and anyone Kung Fu for free. The downside is that shit completely became an epic fail from hell. It's not cool when everything you want to do, you can't. And no one knows that worse than anybody outside of me and another athlete that knows for sure, that you have your loves and your likes. You have everything that you are mostly given by God, but when you have those gifts and you can no longer do them, that's when things take a big fat kick in the ass. And that's not cool. That's not cool at all. Don't worry, I wasn't ignoring you. I was checking on the text. Now I'm putting up a game. It's still got the deal dash thing on it. Anyhow, as a martial artist, I had dreams. I had big dreams to work with people like Samuel and Kelly Hu and Cynthia Raffer. God only knows if that's ever going to happen now. And I don't believe in shattering dreams. I don't believe in giving up on anything. But I got a lot of things holding me back. Fear of having to get this hip fucked up is like the number one thing. I need a second hip. So I'm really worried about really fucking myself up. And then I have to worry about, well, the Army's only paying me $264 a month, which is not enough to get anywhere in life. Now let me tell you where things really went wrong. They really went wrong way back in 2000 when I made my first movie. Not because of my actors, but because of the venues that we have now didn't exist then. Had YouTube been out in 2000, or better yet, if it was out, had I known about it, I could have been a little bit more better prepared. Had other events in my life, like my editing man not losing his job at the university due to no fault of anyone's but his own, I could have been somewhere. I could have had a good team, and that's the main thing you need. If you want to make movies, it doesn't hurt to have a really good team of reliable people that actually want to do the same thing you want to do. Because if you're doing the independent film circuit like me, not having reliable people to show up when they need to show up on time to make the film, then your dreams pretty much just went up in smoke. Now, with my last project, which was Guardians of the Earth, which was a spinoff of Path of Ascension, which I totally spelled completely wrong if you're watching that on Kung Fu Havoc #1, both channels were established for me to make kung fu movies, thrill you, skill you, that you see a side of people of color that is predominantly dominated mostly by Asians. No offense, Asians. Native Americans are part Asian. Well, actually, they're all Asian. I'm part Native American. So give me some slack. So the thing about making movies and getting them out there was that when I started back in 2000, there was no venue for me to broadcast. And now that I have the venue of broadcasting, Murphy's Law struck me with lightning as the Army has taken my hip. So did you guys know it's not bullshit? There's a big old scar right there on my hip. So Wushu's out. Now, I could probably still do some kicking and some punching and some grappling, but again, no doctor is going to clear me for any UFC, MMA, or any hardcore training. Period. However, I'm about to start getting back into shape whether the doctors like it or not. I'm about to start doing push-ups again every day. I'm going to have to start taking more than walks. I'm going to have to learn how to try and jog again because I'm not allowed to do any of that running shit. So I'm going to start jogging, and to hell with it because I can't keep living like this. I haven't done martial arts in damn near 5 years. So it's killing me that I can't do it. Now, is the strength in my leg there? I have no fucking idea. Do I care? No, because I'd rather live on my feet or die on my feet than live on my knees crawling around like some fucking pansy. No. I'm blessed that I can actually stand up. Alright, that's how severe the shit was as it was pointed out to me. I'm blessed that I can actually stand up. So as far as kicking, there will be some kicks that will be exceptionally limited. But that's okay, because in a real fight, there are kicks that are exceptionally limited. You're not going to spinning back kick somebody and nail them unless you're exceptionally blessed on that first one, which means in that event, you are more than likely fighting someone who's never been in a fight with a martial artist, or you're just damn lucky, which goes back to that part about you being exceptionally blessed. Now, here's the thing in the real world. In the real world, in the streets, you want a fight to last no longer than 3 to 5 minutes. Where if you're in the UFC, that fight's got to last more than 5 minutes. You want it to go all 3 rounds because you want to get paid. That there is for the UFC. Yes, those are middle fingers. I know that they're never going to give me a job. And you know why they're not going to give me a job? Besides the fact that I just gave them a finger. See, when the UFC first came out, let me rephrase that. When it started getting more momentum, and when MMA started getting more momentum, there was one teensy tiny itty bitty problem. I only weigh 125 pounds. There was no featherweight. There was no flyweight. But yet, I weigh the size of the average Vietnamese female. I'm not a female, so they have flyweights. They have featherweights, they have lightweights. I don't know if they have heavyweights, and if they do, that's new to me. But anyway, they couldn't have me. I put in applications. I'm sure they'll probably thumb through that shit way back in 2002, 2003, when they started gaining momentum about the time like Kimbo and them started making all their videos. And no, our lightest lightweight is 130 pounds. Well, here's where there was a problem with me gaining weight and having a fast metabolism. I trained rigorously every day. Every day. At work, after work, before work, you named it, I trained. I trained 3 or 4 times a day because I couldn't just get an hour of training in and just go for that hour. But see, martial arts isn't about how long you train. Martial arts is life. It is your life. It is not something that you go and learn a couple of punches and a couple of kicks and call yourself a martial arts. You get a black belt, you break a board. No, no, no. Martial arts is everything. It's the air you breathe. It's the food you eat. It's the love of your life, unless there's a vagina involved or you have a child, which should always come first. Outside of those 2 factors, when you're a martial artist, that's all that matters. It ain't about can I beat this guy or can I beat that guy. No, it ain't about that at all. It's about how much more can I elevate myself to becoming the best of the best of the very best. And here's how you be the best. You don't let other people know that you're the best. Your combat skills will speak for themselves. You will learn if you're good, or you will learn that you're mediocre, or you will learn that you just straight fucking suck. But just because you can't do all the fancy moves you see on TV does not make you any less or any worse at martial arts than the guys who can. They've just had probably a better teacher, or a teacher who knew those moves where your teacher does not. Or your teacher knows that a jumping spin kick is really only effective if you have already had the guy damn near subdued. It's like a killing move. Tornado kick, same concept. The fancy shit that the Paul Mitchell team does. It's all good for show. And when you go to these shows and you see the head jerking and spinning and all that stuff, it's all good for show. It's all great for show. But in real combat, you have about a 50-50 chance of, you have a 2% chance of using any of that because you don't know what that person on the other side of that battlefield knows. And that other person on the other side of the battlefield may have been a prodigy. They may have been training since they were 3 years old, which generally most Asians and most Asian cultures do. So it's almost impossible for somebody who's not Asian or who hasn't been raised over there to dominate unless their parents were taught and they taught their kids and then sent them to other teachers and sent them to other teachers until they can find someone who can teach them what everyone else has already taught them to elevate them. And you can go to as many teachers as you want, but if you don't train, if you don't practice, and if you don't live by this code of doing it for life, not, oh, I got famous, I can take a day off. No. You don't take a day off. You never stop learning. So did you never stop excelling? Because the second that you do, you get fat like me in the gut. This is a black shirt, so I'm looking pretty thin. But you know, the thing is, martial arts has to be your everything. So if you want to break into that business, it's best that you break in as a martial artist, but if you're never given the shot, you will never fucking know. Now I say that because there's a studio here in Petersburg that never gave me the shot. Had they gave me the shot, maybe I would have never went to the army, maybe I'd still have a functioning hip, and maybe I'd have been a superstar by the time I was 30 years old. However, we won't know because that studio would only give people who were in the owner's family acting work, or if you were a member of SAG, acting work. They wouldn't even hire me as a fucking janitor. I tried to get other jobs in the studio. I got the finger. So to that studio in Petersburg, Virginia, you can get that too. Because you came here with the promise of Hollywood East and never gave anybody who really wanted to do it a Hollywood fighting chance. Not even a screen test that I get. They can call me tomorrow and say, hey James, we want to give you a screen test now after fucking 19 damn years. What took you so long? Oh, y'all got to watch some of my videos, but because I didn't mention y'all, now y'all want to pop up and give me a shot. Well, had you gave me that shot when you were lying to me about not making kung fu movies, yet you distributed like 4 or 5 Scott Adkins movies. How you doing, Scott Adkins? For y'all who don't know him, he made a couple of martial art movies and distributed by that studio that I mentioned without mentioning it. And he's blowed up in his career while my dumb ass is still poor, still trying to make it, and praying like hell that all my YouTube followers pass on my videos so somebody out there can take a good look at my speed. Still got my hands. Had to up my hand game since I can't use what I'm good at, which is my leg game. But it doesn't take much to break an elbow and then elbow someone in the face. Of course, that might have been a little bit brutal for all you young people under the age of 12, so you probably don't want to do that. But anyway, moving on, as I'm about to end this video, post these things, the thing with martial arts, you have to understand, it's a good way to make money. It's a good way to make friends. It's also a good way to send people running. So let me get you to the downside of martial arts on the second video.